Melissa Bartlett. And your boy, Kerry Bixby. It's your show. So tell us what you want to talk about. It's that the Round Table Podcast Show.
All right. Shoot. Now that one was fun. That one's fire.
Oh yeah, that one was straight fire.
Yeah.
As always.
Yeah. But you know what, man?
What's
I
up?
think it's about that time. You know, we're gonna have to go ahead and we have to get duded up. We have to do another photo shoot.
Yeah, it's about that time to do that.
It's about time. You know, Mel, she been bringing the fire with the outfits and stuff like that. So we need to go ahead and follow her lead in regards to it,
I totally agree.
Yes.
Totally agree.
Yes. Yeah. So what's going on, everybody? It is the People's Podcast Show. It is At the Round Table Podcast Show. I get to introduce this man, this myth, this legend, guy who brings the fire, thunder, the lightning. How you say thunder and lightning? Is my man, Adrian A. Money Bill.
Hey, what's going on, CD? What's going on?
And
for those who don't already know, the other man, the myth, the legend, the one who stirs the drink, the Mr. Conductor himself, Mr. Culture, CD.
All right. Thank you for that heartfelt introduction right there, bro. I'm telling you.
Yes,
when
sir.
I win the lottery, trust and believe. Gotcha.
I appreciate that.
Drop a little something into the collection plate for a digging list, most definitely. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So you recovering from the snowfest we had then?
Man, let me tell you something. When it snows, people lose their mind. I'm gonna tell you something, boy. It was so funny. We've been, we dug our way out, I think yesterday, but what was funny to me was before the snow, when you go into the grocery store, there's no bread. I'm going in there, I'm planning on making some, vegan hot dogs and some vegan burgers and stuff like that. I can't get the cheap hot dog buns and it just astounded me. So I come home with some buns and stuff, and Renee's like, "Wow, you got fancy, huh?" I'm like, "No, babe, there was nothing on the shelf." Okay.
Yes.
The 189s were gone. The 229s were gone. The 319s, I had to make my way to 449. Boy, I came up in there with that. It was bread gone, milk gone, eggs. I mean, just the staples. People just went crazy. Water was gone. And I'm not just talking about the regular water. I'm talking the distilled. I'm talking the sparkling. I'm talking the effervescent. All the waters gone.
Wow.
So, it's one of those things, man.
Yeah, I can sympathize with you because I went through the same thing the day before, and it looked like Armageddon up in the place that I was at. I mean, people going wild over, like you said, bottled water, snack foods, bread, milk. And like I was asking you a couple of days before, I'm still wondering what they do with bread and milk. I'm still trying to figure that out.
I mean, if you buy up all the bread and you buy up all the milk, you take it home. You got to store it someplace.
Yes.
Okay. Those are items that actually have has a shelf life that is shorter than some other items. It's different. You go and you say, let me go grab me some bologna. You can throw bologna in the fridge and, but milk, there's an expiration of bread. Exactly. You wonder why the bread man always comes to the grocery stores every morning, early in the morning, and is swapping out and stuff. There's a reason why.
Absolutely. Totally agree. I'll never get that.
But the only thing I saw that was not totally gone.
What's that?
Was the vegan food section. All right, y'all keep playing around with the veggies and stuff. I'm telling you.
They keep sleeping on it.
Y'all keep sleeping on. I'm gonna tell you something. You're gonna keep sleeping on. I got up the next morning and I made us. I started my Sunday morning. I thought, okay, get up and you look outside and you see a little snow, and I'm like, okay, it's a little snow.
Mm-hmm.
An hour later, it was a lot more snow and bigger flakes. So I
Yes.
went and made a vegetable soup for the family. That was
Oh,
the
that's
first thing
all
I
right.
cooked that morning, and I'm gonna tell you, they've been eating on that thing, and they were surprised. They're like, "Oh man, that's some good, man, that's some good soup." And then I had to cook rice, of course. My son loves
Mm-hmm.
rice. So I cooked rice,
Got to
so they
hear that.
gotta have the rice. So putting that over the rice and stuff. And then just we were in there doing the mock chicken, vegan chicken that I made up, and some other items, some salt and pepper cauliflower. Don't sleep on it.
Mm,
Salt and pepper
mm,
cauliflower. Shouts out to
okay.
Akahana, who is who does that. It's a restaurant that's in Charlotte and it's in Gastonia as well. They do it, so I had to do my turn on it as well for the wifey, and she killed it. So
Ah, that's all right. Fantastico.
fantastical, yes, yes, man. I'm telling you, hey, don't sleep on the vegan stuff, okay, or the vegetarian stuff. I'm telling you that the section that was there at Harris Heater, it was still full. Everything else was gone, but it was still full. I was like, thank y'all. I
Exactly.
got you. So
So you gonna learn.
don't learn.
Oh, that's all
Shouts
right
out,
right there.
hey man, shouts out to Marathi Howie. Marathi was posting some stuff today regarding meat and a couple other things, and the pitfalls of eating meat. I'm telling you, that brother is a wealth of information when it comes
He
to,
is.
I mean, that's his lifestyle. Now, I'm not gonna lie to the people. I have not totally gone vegan, and the reason why is because I love my leather Nikes. Okay, that's one. But also, I hate to say it, but it's just I've been partaking of the egg. I have partaked of the egg
Okay.
whites rather,
Egg
and
whites. Okay.
yeah, I had to do it, man. And so it's those things right there. But when it comes to meat and stuff, it's just one of those things I chose. And somebody was just asking me the other day. I chose it for myself. I don't force it on anybody. You can get creative. I love the taste of, I can taste better and stuff when it comes to vegetables and things of that nature. I'm not bogged down the next day after eating a lot of meat, but it is a lifestyle change and it is a choice that one has to make. So,
Yeah. So tell the good folks what steered you to want to go vegan or practice vegan.
well, honestly, I can say, okay, so here's the thing. After I had my bout with COVID and got out of the hospital, Renee brought me home, and I know for days after that, it was still, dealing with the taste and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the very first solid meal that I had, believe it or not, I asked her to take me to Bojangles. So, she called her sister and she was saying, you know, I'm taking K, he finally got his appetite and stuff and he got a little taste. He wants Bojangles. I'm taking him to Bojangles. So she drove me to Bojangles. I got me a two-piecer with a biscuit and came home and ate it. And it was like right after that, it was just like, I'm not really feeling meat. I just didn't have that, you know, I didn't have that urge or that taste. Like I gotta have some chicken. After I ate that, I was just like done. It was just like it was a turnoff to me. And you talking
Wow.
to somebody who, I get on. I love to cook. I get on the grill. My son always would tell me, Dad, throw some ribs on the grill. Dad, can we get that chicken? Hey, Dad, can we do some wings? And he would always, can you hook me up with some honey wings, Dad, or hot honey wings, or whatever the case may be. And I do it. I still do it to this day, but I don't have the urge nor the want
Hmm.
to eat some meat. And I mean, even seafood. I will eat salmon and shrimp till the cows come home.
Yeah.
But it's just not that. So now I find myself trying to find other alternatives to enjoy, if anything, still getting my protein and just getting creative with the vegetable aspect, so to speak. Hey Terry, what's going on, babe?
Hey, Chair. Well, I'm like I said, I'm always in awe of it and the dedication that it takes to switch over. But it sounds like with you, it was fairly effortless.
I wouldn't say effortless. It was a learning curve in a sense because I had to. Well, first off, the first 2 weeks to a month, whenever you try to go vegan,
Mm-hmm.
is usually your most difficult time. And the reason why is because you, and I'm just going to be real with people, and I'm sure if Marathi was on here, he'll say the same thing. The first 2 weeks, whenever you're going a strict vegetable diet, your body is going to change. Your body is going to let you know, hey, you're throwing a lot of roughage down here, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to deal with that for the first 2 weeks. After that, things start tapering off, and it's pretty cool because then you start feeling changes in your body. Like for me, I lost the sluggishness, and I lost a lot of urges. Like I'm a big sweet fan. I love anything sweet. And that was one thing in which my doctors used to always get on me about is sweets. And I, you talking a guy who used to, on my way to work, I'll stop off at a Dunkin' Donuts in a minute and just grab a whole bunch of sweets and my coffee, and they got to put like extra sugar in and da da da. But as time went on, I began to realize that was putting a lot of weight on me. But I also, it kind of led to a lot of aches and pains. And a lot of people don't understand, like if you drink a lot of milk, the lactic acid can build up in your system as well. And it
Mm-hmm.
causes a lot of inflammation. And then the sugars as well. A lot of sugar in your system, it kind of throws off your digestion as well. So me
Wow.
switching off, I find myself, once in a while I do splurge and I'll have like a cupcake or I'll eat a donut. But I found myself eating more granola and eating more like graham crackers and nuts and things of that nature to kind of like soothe my sweet taste. Um, I kid you
Mm-hmm.
not, when I got out of the hospital and I was at home and my wife was taking care of me and my son was mentioning to me, my son said, Dad, what you want for breakfast? I said, well, I'm out of cereal. Can you get me some cereal? So he went and got some cereal that's like this organic, I think it's from Cascadia Farms.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing cereal. And it just has like flaxseed and pumpkin seed and raisins and stuff. And he turned me on to that. And it was just like from then on, all I eat now is like grain cereals. I don't eat Captain Crunch or Sugar Smacks and things of that nature. So it really is
The good
like,
old days.
I
I'm
know,
sorry.
man, yeah, you sit up in front of the TV on Saturday morning and watching
Yes.
cartoons and the Sugar Smacks or the Captain Crunch with the Crunch Berry. Man, man, I'm gonna tell you, I tell you now, I can sit and eat a whole box of Captain Crunch berries in a bowl with no milk. I'll pop it just like popcorn.
Oh wow.
But the sugar content was like right
Yes.
now. I had to look at the sugar content.
Yes.
It's just
Got to.
it'll get you in trouble. Hey, Terry said, excited for my upcoming food change. I've been on my liquid diet, having a hard time with my ice cream cravings.
Knock it out, Terry.
You
Knock
can
it
do it,
out.
Terry.
Yes.
You can do it. Now, here's the thing. After you go through what you go through and you get yourself situated, I want you to switch off. Instead of doing ice cream, do Breyer's ice cream made with almond milk.
Mm.
You will be surprised. They have a mint chocolate chip. They have the cookies and cream, and they have the chocolate one. And it's healthier for you, but you still get the consistency of ice cream.
Mm.
So that's all we
I heard
need.
you. I heard you mention that one time before. I still got to look for that. Give it a try myself.
It is amazing. And you, while you think, of course, everything you do in moderation, but at the same time, though, what's in it and stuff, it's not filled with a lot. I say it's not filled with a lot of stuff that a lot of other ice creams have. I try to read it, and when I get me, Renee and I, when we sit and we eat it, she'll be like, just give me a small cup and throw about 2 cookies in there, and
Hmm.
that's her thing, so even now I'm learning from her. She eats in moderation and her portion control is amazing. And I
Wow,
find
that's
myself sitting next to her and I'll be like, ooh, I'm so embarrassed. But but then I think about it, I'm like, okay, I'm eating more vegetables. And when it comes to the sweet part, I cut
hmm
down. I try to cut down the way she does and stuff. And
hmm
it's kind of helped. I've lost about 35 pounds.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
That is good. See, this is the type of stuff that we learn, family, when we do a what you talking about Wednesday. We just go all over the gamut and just bring up topics of discussion that you want to talk about as well as we throw some out too. That's very interesting.
Yeah, man. But you said you were going to change as well. You said you about to do a little something, something.
Yes, as far as the pork, my pork edition, I want to. I'm trying to set a goal to where I know it's attainable. I know I'm not going to quit all outright in the very beginning, but I do want to cut my intake by half the amount of. I want to make sure that the amount of groceries that we're picking up is reflective of that.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, yeah, we have. Matter of fact, we have not had it since
Hmm.
Thanksgiving, so we've been doing pretty well.
That's
But
what's up.
we got it tonight.
You got it tonight. I,
Yeah, but
that's good. That's good. I was going to mention that too, man. See, here's the thing: a lot of people don't understand. Whenever you do a lifestyle change, and I don't like using diets because diets are fads, and diets have a tendency. You get on, you get off. You get on, you get off. But when you say a lifestyle change, you're expected to drop the ball during your lifestyle change. We're imperfect. And you got to think about,
yes,
it's just, over years this has accumulated within you. So it's like it's not going to be overnight, like boom. Like a lot of people still can't believe, like, okay, you haven't had da 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 da. I can't believe you my mom. She was tripping off it. She was like, I cannot believe you dropped meat. She comes from a culinary background as well. My dad, meat was like the thing in our house. I think I've told people this story once before. My mom is phenomenal. She could take a whole pig and break down to whatever you need, and
wow,
will feed the masses. I mean, seriously, she can. Once that pig is killed, she can drag that thing in there and make it happen. But
wow,
over the years, it's like you have to change. As we get older, we don't have that same system. So
mm-hmm,
you're gonna drop the ball sometimes. You're gonna, if you used to eat pork all the time and stuff, it's gonna be all right once in a while. You go and grab a couple of pieces of fat back or whatever. But just know that, okay, by me doing this, I'm gonna have to start back over again. So then what you're doing is those cravings start becoming less and less, and eventually it's like second nature. You like, well, hey, do I want that? Nah. Like I can go buy in the grocery store, and I'll go to the seafood area,
mm-hmm,
and they know me. I go in there with a t-shirt, like, love the barbecue, and they like, hey, how you doing, sir? And I'm like, hey, fine, and blah blah blah. It's the usual. I'm like, yeah, go ahead and get me that because I know I'm cooking it for somebody else.
yes,
I don't even have that urge. I just cook it for the boys and stuff, and we're good. But it takes time. It definitely takes time. So don't feel bad if hey, tonight is a stuffed pork chop night. Enjoy
well,
yourself, but just
yeah, I, I appreciate that feedback. Hey, Charlie.
what's going on, Charlie Toots? Oh, look what Terry said.
I enjoy pork, but I never buy it on my grocery store runs. I only buy it if we want to eat it that day. We have pork maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks. That's pretty good.
That's very
That's
good.
pretty good. I also cut back on chicken thighs, which are my fave. I only buy lean protein 90% of the time.
All
That's
right,
good too.
that's very
That's
good.
what I've been kind of segueing more of eating really is skinless chicken thighs in comparison of the replacement of the pork now.
Hmm.
But um, that's all right, Terry.
Hmm.
So once again, it's a what you talking about Wednesday.
Yeah.
Me and Carrie don't have to throw out all the topics. It's whatever you want to talk about tonight. We can whatever's on your mind, whatever you want to throw out there. Interesting factoid that I saw today though, CD.
Oh, what was it? What was it?
This, on a more serious note,
Mm-mm.
this I found this statistic very interesting when I saw it on CNN this morning, and it states that the United States is last in vaccination in the world. last in
Last.
vaccinations. And yes,
Wow.
I wish I had the source that they were actually using, but
Mhm.
they state that the United States of America is last in vaccination. And I was gonna pick your brain as well as the rest of the family. I wonder what it would be that would cause us not to want to do the vaccination or obtain the vaccination.
Hmm. That's a good question. Charlie said I'm supposed to do a 21-day challenge, and I'm reading the plan. Like, can I skip it? Charlie, don't try it, sis.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, don't try
You
it. You know, it
you got
happens.
it, Charlie. You got it.
You got Sue, COVID skyrocketing again. Do you think we should shut down again? Ooh, that's a good question. Okay. Okay. We
Mm,
got the question coming in. All right. So, lasting vaccinations. Shit. And that's, yeah, that's,
yeah, I know.
I'm I'm trying to understand the dynamic of how we could be lasting vaccinations. Um, Yet we're the ones who were, okay. I shall not say anything. Oh, Terry said because Americans are selfish. They put their personal rights above all else.
Hmm.
Good point.
Hmm.
Good point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good point.
And th-
Good point. Hmm.
and then what I'm curious about, I wonder how much of it is due to it being so politicized, as far as if that's having a large contribution to why a lot of people are standoffish from actually getting the vaccine. Just today, a person that my wife knew
Mm-hmm.
passed away from it. Just
Oh,
today, so it's real out here. I mean, I don't understand. I can understand a little bit of the apprehension because you getting bombarded every day with different information, some true, and then there's a lot of information out there that isn't true.
mm-hmm.
And then you have politicians feeding, for lack of better words, lies to the American people,
Right.
and unfortunately, a lot of it, I think, it's just my personal opinion, are taking it as the gospel, which is
Mm.
sad because those people that we put in those offices, are supposed to trust and hope that they do the right thing on behalf of the American people. And as I've been seeing over the last couple of months to this past 2 years, really, they've been doing everything but such
Yeah, for real. Shouts out to Trav. What's going on, man? He says social media scholars and cultivated rhetoric. Boy, you be dropping that knowledge
all day long,
all day
all
long.
day long.
Yeah, I think it's kind of interesting. And family, this is what you're talking about Wednesday. So any topic you bring up, we definitely want to bring it to the attention. Terry, we're going to get on yours in a minute.
Hmm.
And I'm bring up your comment as well. But if you get a chance, share this show so we can bring people in, get a lot more people opinions on this as well, their topics, and maybe even bring them on live.
True.
Uh,
Even Trav, Terry, Charlie.
yeah,
Y'all,
yeah. Terry said, I actually decided that my family is getting vaxxed from a TikTok video. These women said, how can you say you're worried about what's in the shop, but you will feed your kids fast food, especially Mickey D's and Taco Bell that have the health warnings, including cancer?
oh,
Whoa.
great point. Very great point.
Very, very, very great point. And that's the thing. I had a dialogue, blah, blah, blah. I had a dialogue with somebody about as well, because it's like people have jumped on this bandwagon and the fences and stuff, and they're saying, hey, why are they pushing this vaccine on us? Seems like it may be a conspiracy. We don't know what's in it. All these things, all these excuses that we're getting. And here's the thing that I don't understand. You don't know what's in the vaccine when you go get your tetanus shot, your flu shot, measles, mumps,
Hmm.
vaccinations, whatever case may be. You don't know what's in them, but you'll go get it done. You don't know what's in the food that you go eat, but you'll stand in line. You'll actually cut across 2 lanes of traffic in order to go to Mickey D's.
So true.
You don't know what's in stuff that you eat at the grocery store, but as soon as you see that coupon that's in the paper, you'll go and buy it.
Yes.
You don't know what's in that person, but I'm not even gonna say the rest of that. But here's the it's beyond me that people will throw out so many excuses to validate why they won't do something. When here's the thing, all you've got to do if you're unsure is go to your doctor. Your doctor is not going to steer you wrong per se on that. I mean,
Yes.
they took the Hippocratic oath, do
Yes.
no harm.
That's
So
right.
if you're uncertain about the vaccine, if you're uncertain about the booster, because there's a lot of people that are getting on there saying, "Oh, the booster killed people." Okay,
So being unvaccinated also.
exactly. The majority of people that are being hospitalized now and passing away are the unvaccinated folk. I just had somebody tell me just today, no, take that back, yesterday, that their whole street caught COVID. The
Wow.
whole street, neighbors, everybody. Go down the street, everybody caught COVID.
Wow.
From last year, around November time to now, everybody is caught COVID.
Mm,
It's
mm.
crazy.
That is. That is. Terry said, I said, you know what? Y'all are absolutely right. So we are all vaxxed.
You got to, people. I mean, it's unfortunate that our lifestyle has gotten to this level, and it kills me. It kills me because I'll hear people. My wife and I, we're out and about. We're hearing people being defensive about it. Certain people being defensive about it, and then trying to throw it in. Biden did this, and so did that, and da da da. When this is a thing that is life and death. I mean,
Yes.
if other countries are closing their doors and their borders and not allowing people to come in, when you can watch on TV when a young man flew from the UK to the United States on a plane, and he was the only one on that plane because everybody was like, "We're not flying." They're scared. When there are people that are actually in, the bottom of luxury cruise liners because
Mhm.
they got COVID, so they've got to stay down there for 10 days. When people are getting literally can't even leave Jamaica or or over there because they have COVID and they got to stay in their room and then they've got to test negative. Then that information has to go to, I think, their health department or whatever sort, part of parliament or whatever sort, in order to allow them to get on a plane or get on a boat to come back home. I mean, everybody else is taking it serious. We're the only ones that want to put a political thing to it and make it more decisive than inclusive.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You're totally right. Right. Terry says the one thing I hate is how people complain about free vaccines, but not free insulin or EpiPens. Now, let's be real. You can't breathe on someone and they become diabetic or die from an allergy.
Wow.
But dropping in the night, dropping in the night.
Yeah, that's a deep. Ooh, Charlie
Yes.
said the new governor came in here Saturday and lifted the mandates opening VA. I immediately said, "Here comes the COVID climb back up." Sis, that's where what's happened is a lot of these politicians have been hoodwinked and bamboozled by means of individuals behind them about
Yes.
the money
That's it.
and about the finances. And now they're, hey, South Carolina, McMaster's.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Now VA. What's happening is they took their hand off this thing too soon. That is the reason why now it is so hard to go get tested to see if you have COVID. On the one hand, you got businesses that are saying, well, you got to go get tested before you can come back to work or whatever sort. So now when you try to go get tested, you're sitting in lines for anywhere from 2 to 12 hours just to be able to go get tested. So now what they're doing is they're rolling out the free test kits. That's
Yes.
going to be interesting.
That will be. That will be. I just hate to see the continuous deaths that are, I think, preventable and unnecessary off of a lot of beliefs that the people are hearing
Mhm.
or listening to from these politicians. That's a sad thing because again, they're there to actually help protect the people in their districts, in their states. Um, and you still have those who are going around preaching the false narrative
Mhm.
and making it politicized, which it shouldn't be politicized. If it's going to benefit the people of the United States, speak the truth. That's just speak the truth.
That's it. Charlie said the Postal Service is delivering one shipment of 4 COVID tests per residential address. Enter your name, address, and email that to request a shipment. It's live now. Yep, I did
Hmm.
mine today.
Yeah, we knocked ours out yesterday. So Trav said, "Why do you guys think so many people tie their identity and emotions into NFL teams?"
Oh
what
man.
what what if we were just as passionate and emotional about our family names and our successes and the failures within our affiliation of our family? Ooh,
Ooh. Hey, that's a good one, Trav. Hold on. That's another good question. So now we got two of them.
yeah, yeah.
Let's see. What was okay? So Terry asked if we should shut down again. Yeah, basically. I mean, the powers that be ain't gonna let it happen.
No, no, they're not.
They're not
They're
gonna let
not.
it happen. Money.
Mm-mm. Hmm. That's what runs the world apparently. Terry says, I tell people all the time, I'm not proud to be an American. I'm glad, but not proud. The entire world thinks we are idiots, and it's true. As a country, we are the dumbest smart people ever.
Good point.
Yes, yes, very good point. Yeah.
So
Mm.
back to Trav's comment, I take it is because of I guess Dallas fans maybe and the things that been going on with them. Oh man, let me tell you, that was. Did you watch the game, man? By any chance, anybody watch the Dallas game?
I caught the tail end of it when I heard that they were losing. So,
Dude, man, when they panned through the crowd of people, the Dallas fans, and they kept taking pictures and showing close-ups of Dallas fans going from ecstatic to like over there, like just looking like
mhm,
disheveled and just sad and crying and leaning on each other. And it was bad. And then fighting after the game, throwing stuff at the referees like
yes,
it's their fault for what happened.
yes,
It was, man, let me tell you, it was
that, that was
it was
wild. Terry said the games are a break from reality. It's not about race or money or anything. We simply want our team to win. We are united in our love for the game. With that said, go Steelers. Thank you, Ben. Who ride? We ride. Black and gold forever. Steeler Nation. Hey, hey, says Charlie. Watch your mouth. DC for life. I'm assuming that's what that for. DC for life.
probably.
LOL.
Hey, I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry, but you know what? I posted a meme. Somebody had said something about they were Steeler fans. My cousin said she was Steeler fan, and she was like posting about the Dallas Cowboys. I shot her a meme. I don't know if I have access to it now, but basically it was a bag of nachos, and it had your boy on the front of it, your quarterback on the front of it, and it was like nacho yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
They were
Yeah.
destroyed. Instant memes. Yeah, they were. They were too. I'm saying, Charlie. They were. Yeah. I think people age watching the game. Man, hey, they aged backwards. You went from grown men being grown men to they were curled up in fetal positions, crying that they had got. Oh man.
Mm. Charlie said, but I'm a fan of Dallas, but football. First, I knew better.
Hey, telling you. Oh, her cousin tagged her. Yeah, that was a good one. But that's a good question though. Trap gets deep. That is very deep in regards to as people and their identity and their emotions and
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like a catch-22, like what Terry was saying. It's an escape, but at the same time, what if those energies were placed in other endeavors, like if we were to get gung-ho and riled up, if we were to get gung-ho and riled up about someone who's either starting a business or that 12-year-old cousin who made straight A's, or just that type of intensity. I think that's what he's saying. If we could channel our energies in a positive way towards our own successes instead of living vicariously through the success of professional athletes. Let's put it that way.
Exactly. Mm.
Deep question. Deep question. What other questions y'all got? This is what you're talking about Wednesday. Hopefully you're sharing the show because it is the People's Podcast. We definitely want to hear from you guys. I had a question I was going to bring up. I can't remember right now because we're talking about the other thing. Oh. Oh, good one, man. Travis said, where does all that energy go during the off season?
That's a good question.
Yeah. That's a very good question. Let's see what's next. Does it go to the NBA? It's too soon for go to maybe NHL. Still got college football. Oh wow, multi-thousandaire. That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about. And you know what? That's a good question. Matter of fact, let me pose that question to everybody, and everybody post it elsewhere and get your opinion, your thoughts, and inputs and stuff. Why is it that we don't support each other when it comes to certain, whether it be entrepreneurial, financial, what is it that keep us from really and truly supporting each other when it comes to businesses? And a caveat to that, why is it when you do, it seems like it's only one-sided? Uh-oh. The wheels are turning. I see it.
That's a deep one. Ooh. Now that's a good question, man.
Ooh, look at Charlie. She's responding. She said, "Humans cannot see others do better than they're doing." Wow. That's good. That's deep.
Yeah, that is. That Terry said.
Go ahead.
And Terry says, I don't know, but it's heartbreaking to support lots of businesses, but they won't even share a freaking post.
Yep. That is very interesting.
Charlie says their idea didn't work, so yours can't either.
Now I'm gonna do a shameless plug. I want to shout out Adrian Biddle, Tara Biddle, Charlie Tubes, and Terry Digsby, and Trav Perry. And I'm shouting them out right now because I know without a shadow of a doubt they have supported me. I'm just shouting these individuals out here. There's been a plethora of other individuals and stuff. I mean, I'm not going to name by name, but here's the thing. For each one of them, they've had something as well that I and my family have tried to support as well. And it goes back to quote unquote Black Wall Street. A lot of times bartering came into play. And that's how businesses were able to not only hone their craft, as being a new business, but they were able to facilitate relationships and they both were able to grow. And I know I've seen each one of these individuals that I've named grow, and I've tried to support them and they've supported me as well. And my question is, why can't everyone have that mentality? And shameless plug once again, Charlie Twos. I'm still waiting on that thing we were talking about, so I can go ahead and place that order. So you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Charlie said, "You're welcome. I appreciate your support as well." Trav said, "I think we do support once it's validated with by the right stamp of approval." Wow. Okay. So help me out, bro. What is the stamp of approval?
It's a big name. There's some validity to that, though. I can believe that. Charlie says, "I will continue to cheer you on in your time and until it's my time." No doubt, no doubt. I do, and we are on back order.
Sweet. Thank you, baby. Appreciate it. Can't wait. Terry said the same thing. What is the right stamp? Yeah, what is the right stamp? So okay, so I'll play devil's advocate. So okay, I know personally of a barbecue sauce that this brother and sister makes that is phenomenal. Phenomenal. I ran across them at a pop-up shop, and as soon as I saw it and he told me his background and stuff, I had to buy 2-3 bottles right out the gate. If I was to tell people right now to go buy this sauce, would it have as much merit as Oprah Winfrey telling people to go buy a certain book that's out there right now?
Good point. Good point. So that's a stamp of approval then.
Barbecue.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Melly Mel?
Melly Mel.
Typo, but yes, I cheer for all my circles. So when it is my go around, someone cheers for me. No doubt. It should always be a give and take type thing. And you should always want to cheer everybody else's successes because it actually supports you as well. And vice versa.
Mel said nope. Shouts out to Mel and her furthering her education. So proud of her. Still can't wait for you to get back though.
Yeah. Counting it down.
Oprah is not on my list of influencers. Good point. Good point. So who would be? That's a question for you, Terry. Who would be your influencer? Who, if they came to you and said, "Terry, I need you and your family to go buy this, this, and this," who would it be?
She said, "Let me in." Is she knocking at the door?
Is she knocking on the door? Because I don't see nobody at the door. And I got the door wide open right now. What is going on?
Might have to send her the link.
Actually, I think I did. So Trav said, this is a good point. Trav said, popular culture, white people. Example, Michael Jackson became the biggest star in the world when he transitioned from R&B to pop. Whoa.
Oh, that stamp of approval.
Whoa. So that's what we need to do. So we need, but you know what? That's kind of, I don't know. That's a good one. But is it? But you know what? I guess I'm gonna have to play devil's advocate.
Go ahead.
Is there some merit to what he just said, or whatever sort? Because everybody buying, them Timberlands, and everybody buying Polo by Ralph Lauren, and da da da. Charlie 2 said it would not, because your support doesn't not have a bandwagon. Wow. Good point, sis. Okay, Naomi Osaka. Auntie. Okay. Her NFT just dropped. Speaking of NFT, I'll wait till the end. We'll talk about that later. I honestly don't understand NFTs. Non-fungible tokens. Guess who got an NFT? This guy. It's the new wave. It's the new wave. I'm gonna tell you. Shameless plug. Go purchase my NFT. Okay, so Terry, if you know about Bitcoin, it's in that format. It's a lot of NFTs coming out right now due to people that are artistic, whether it's visual, whether it's music. Basically it's its own unique item. It's like a certificate of authenticity when it comes to things that you can purchase on, and it's backed by a type of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a couple of others. There she is.
Hi, people.
What's going on? What's going on?
She's
How
here.
are you?
Live and in the flesh.
I'm on a break, but I miss y'all so much. This is my last Wednesday,
All
and
right.
I will be free. Give me free. I will be free, and I'll be back on with you guys. And I miss our family. Hey, family.
Likewise.
All my people are on tonight too.
Oh yeah.
So I heard y'all talking about Oprah and how we basically have the power. I mean, word of mouth is the best advertisement, and how we've been brainwashed for Oprah, of all people, to, once you get on her show, get on her radar, you are guaranteed success. Like, that is crazy to have that much power and influence. But we have that same power and influence if we would just stay united and stay committed to lifting up whoever, preferably, our brothers and sisters, but honestly, any small business,
Yeah. Charlotte says, I have a friend that does blockchains and has educated me.
Tell you, that's the route to go right about now. There was a young girl, not even in her teens, and she's made over $1 million in it.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, she's straight, and it's like there's a lot of opportunity out there for us, but again, we get caught up in all this other rhetoric and want to blow our money elsewhere instead of really building successful businesses and such.
Yes.
Well, Carrie, CD, Stir the Drink. I have been posting your paintings, and I make sure that it's a world or global or what is unsecured. So anybody who happen to come past can see the work that you've been doing.
Thank you.
It's a phenomenal thing when you find your passion. It doesn't feel like you're doing something to try to make money. It feels like, hey, I'm doing this and I want to share it with everyone, and that's when it comes off as bomb. You know what I'm saying? Because you are doing it and you're leaving what you were feeling at that moment on that canvas, and it comes across that way. So, yeah.
Oh, getting all misty now. I gotta go, y'all. I'll be back.
Hey, Money, you miss me?
Of course. There any questions?
Nobody messing with you. Nobody, giving you a hard time.
Hey, I've been enjoying the break. I'm missing it though. I'm certainly missing it.
I miss you guys too. I want y'all to all say a prayer for me.
You got
I
it.
take my certification test this weekend, and want to make sure I pass. So,
you got it. Like I said, like everybody keeps saying, well, most people who support you just claim that thing. Claim it and get it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Take it and run.
That's it.
Ooh, Terry made a good comment. She said, it's funny that other cultures can move here with nothing and build something. They build with their families. Asians and Hispanics are killing the game. We don't move that way, and it's sad.
Yep.
Good point. God.
Yep.
It is, and not to justify that at all.
Mm.
The way that we were treated and mentally put in that mental bondage that carried from generation to generation. You
Mm.
are but a what, a third of a human.
Mm.
Uh, and that's a matter of fact, that's still in the Constitution, I think. Is
Yes.
so and dealing with that trauma, a lot of those cultures didn't have to deal with that. And it's, again, not justifying it, because I would hope that it's been long enough now that we can, as a people, move forward together and actually uplift one another, whether it's financially or just outright support. But out of all the cultures, I would say we have been the most affected by that. And speaking of in America, that is.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
So when do we do? What do we do, bros, to unify us as a people? Because at this point, you've been educated. You have
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
seen the example, and yet and still it's just not united. There are a group of Black people that are kind of staying in the cluster to be successful. They patronize each other businesses. They even support each other's families as far as kids with extra curriculum. They do car shuttles,
Mm-hmm.
bus shuttles, car shuttles, things of that nature. But again, it's just pockets here and there. So what do we do to spread this across the nation?
So that's a good. Mm. So Charlie said, we are learning to move through the trauma. Maybe we can return to the pride inside of our culture. All right. So
Hmm.
let me, if I can, I'm gonna try to do this as quickly as possible and throw this out there. So one of the things that Adrian had brought up to everybody was the fact of what we went through as as a culture, as a people, not a culture, as a people, what we went through, and how that gravitates to what we're dealing with today. I agree, and then I agree, and then I disagree to a certain extent. And here's the reason why: because I think what Terry mentioned as far as the Asians and the the Latin Americans, if you look at a society of people, each one has went through something, whether it been many of Mexicans that are trying to leave Mexico and they're trying to cross the border and such because they want a better life for their family. Some of them have been chased by cartels. Some of them, you know, basically have nothing and they just want to come here for a better life. You have a lot of individuals that were from Cuba and look what they
Mm-hmm.
went through. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you also have a lot of Asians, some that came from China and what China went through, you know, Japan and the Yakuza. I mean, there's a lot of history in a lot of these cultures, and a lot of them are trying to look for a better life. While I definitely agree with what we as a people have went through, I'm a big advocate of we can't hold on to that crutch. And the reason why is
Mm-hmm.
because I think of Black Wall Street. I think of the Black Panther movement. And I think of so many times in which we as a people have tried to overcome. And when we were right there, and then something threw us back. And then we went back on, what we as a culture, as a people went through, and then we go back to the Dred Scott papers, if that
Right.
makes sense.
Right.
So I'm kind of questioning that very same thing what Melissa just said. How can we as a people unify in order to do better? Because we all see there's a lot of affluent African Americans. There are a lot of African Americans that make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But the problem is nobody's pooling all their resources together in order to say, let us all come over
but they're coming over by bits and pieces. You know, this pocket over here is doing well for a while. This pocket over here, you know, we're gonna give 150 book bags. This one over here saying I'm gonna go into Walmart and I'm gonna pay for everybody's layaway.
Right.
You know,
Right.
but there's nothing that is concise to say all of them pull together in order to make something effectively happen for African Americans. So then when you have small businesses, the first thing we do when we come in contact with a small business is we want to question everything that they're doing. And I remember this comic strip that came out not too long ago in which you had you had 4 races and each one of them were trying to sell a hot dog. And each one of them was selling a hot dog, and the hot dog price changed dramatically per that particular race. But the lowest hot dog that was over here that was being sold by the African American, we went through the ringer with this brother in order to ask him why he's trying to charge this amount for this, but then went down here and bought it for so much more and didn't even question him. And that happens today with small businesses.
We're brainwashed. We're brainwashed.
Exactly.
We're brainwashed. We feel less than, and so we question everyone else and say that they're less than. So if the Black woman who is making glasses per se, why is she charging that? Or they critiquing it. Go right into Michael's, where a white woman probably made a mass production or not, and you're paying twice as much because it came from Michael's versus supporting the small business because it was an African American woman. So I mean, it's we have to relearn, retrain, and understand what it is to be unified as a people. You know, you talk a lot, you put on that red, black, and green, and you want to wear head wraps and beads and all that, but you don't know what it really means to support your people.
Yeah. And I come across that a lot of times. I remember back in school and stuff, coming across a lot of, and this was the slang, coming across a lot of hoteps.
Mm-hmm.
But they only did that but so far. They didn't carry it all the way. Well, you know, when you had brothers that were in the Black Panther movement, they carried it all the way. The purpose of the Black Panther movement was to make sure that you were educationally sound, that you had a food in your stomach, and that you were able to sustain yourself, and then the community sustains you as well.
Yep.
A lot of them don't do that. You know, it's just like the rah-rah for me, and let me get on a platform and say what I got to say, and then I'm going to go.
Right.
And I'm going to do all the things, you know, that I said you shouldn't do. I'm doing it behind the scenes.
Right.
And I'm not going to name this person who's very well known. He's a hotep. And everybody love him, but y'all don't see what he do behind the scenes.
This ain't the one that got his. Never mind.
Never mind.
His wife and the mama work. He, you know. Anyway. Anyway.
Terry made this mention. I want to throw this up. I'm throwing a lot of comments up, but Terry made this mention, and then Charlie responded as well. Shaq gave away hundreds of PS5s. Why are we giving away PS5s to people who probably don't have internet? Steady focused on the wrong thing. Interesting. Very interesting. Charlie too said, we'll buy Nike, but won't buy Tronus.
That's right.
Terry said, have no idea what Tronus is. Tronus is a sneaker company created by a Black female athlete who just signed a multi-million-dollar football contract. Yes, she did. That thing was a bomb. She has set 2 records, and a lot of people don't know. But, you know, again, I just mentioned not too long ago, we'll go buy some doggone Timberlands.
Yeah.
But we won't buy this. But you know what? She said, that's interesting. But you know what, though? We as a culture and as a people, we go with the ebb and the flow of the tide. And it's unfortunate that we do. Because, you know, as soon as the word gets out about something that seems hot, we will break our necks. We will, unfortunately, some of us will go without paying the rent in order to ensure that our child has that latest XYZ.
Yep.
Somebody posted not too long ago, instead of buying my child this, and this, I bought my child stocks, bonds, and his own LLC.
Yep. You know what's going on? We as Black people are not calling spades. I think it's up to us now, our generation, the people between the ages of say 40 and 60 to start and call out, BS. Like, I'm not going to condone you carrying around a $300 purse when you don't even have $300 in your bank account. I'm not going to be impressed because you got 5 pairs of Jordans, but you don't have savings, or you were able to buy your kids or your son or your daughter XYZ, but they don't even have a college fund, regardless of whether they go to college or not. We have to start preaching well-rounded health, well-rounded financial health, well-rounded life. We are in survival mode. We are in I want to look good because that makes me feel good. But if you literally start from the root up, get out of survival mode and start addressing the things that make you not feel good in the first place, you won't be able to do all of that. You won't need to do all that because you'll have your self pride. We don't have pride anymore. We don't have, the thing that makes us who we are and unique and exclusive. We want to run in behind and let somebody tell you what's good. I enjoy TikTok. I enjoy Reels. I enjoy all of those things and some of the videos on there. But that should not be who is you're getting your aspirations from. I'm sorry.
True that.
It's
True
entertainment.
True
That's
It
it.
is entertainment.
So Terry said, on top of that, black women and men, but especially women, are letting the government break down the black family. They will live in housing and get welfare, but have a live-in boyfriend, won't get married, so they can keep getting food stamps. That goes back to a topic, actually, something that we were talking about some time ago on a show, and I know time is getting away from us, but remember we were talking about as far as how the new slavery is?
Mm-hmm.
And it was interesting because I'm not going to mention the name, but I remember having a talk with a certain individual on a radio show, and he's a hotep, and
Yes,
he
he is.
made it very, very specific that we as a society should be taking care of the children of unwed mothers. And I disagreed with him. And the reason why I disagreed with him is this, because I've personally seen, and I know that a lot of times they use that, and it's a generational curse, welfare. And I brought that to their attention, that it's a generational curse. When you have grandmama who did it, and you have mama that did it, and then now you have a daughter that did it, and each generation is bringing in more kids than the former, and their mentality is that, then I'm like, no, it is not society's responsibility. I understand the facet of it takes a village to raise a child. But if you really looked at ancestral, the reason why it took a village is because you had basically some mothers who lost their husbands, and the village had to step in order to do so,
Right.
or the elders, the
Right.
village elders step in order to pass on that information to that young person. So therefore, it kept going.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that whole thing, that whole analogy, it takes a village to raise a child, does not permeate to welfare. I thought he was crazy for even mentioning something like that. How dare he? That's welfare has been a slap in the face of the African American culture for years. What it's doing is it's saying that basically, while some do need it, others are abusing it.
Absolutely.
So it's crazy.
We need to do the full circle. We need to do the education, and that's the part that people want to forget. We have a responsibility to not take care of, but we have a responsibility to educate. So therefore, they can be able to take care of themselves. Everyone needs assistance here and there every now and then. But when you are using it as assistance and not as a way of life, then there's a more and a higher turnover of getting you off of it. So, hey, that you need to do something else. You know what I mean? We need to understand that welfare is always meant for a temporary assistance. It is not to be made for a way of life.
Yeah,
And you
Charlie,
talk
what
about
do you think
those.
about it?
What she say? She said
Yeah,
she disagree.
yeah, Charlie, what exactly did you disagree? Because we want to definitely make sure we address your statement and stuff regarding. Um, I think it's interesting that I think personally, I think that we could be doing so much better and so much more. And that's why oh, she says those stats are not as African Americans as we led to believe. You're right, Charlie.
No,
It is not. We know for a fact that actually, when it comes to welfare, African Americans do not make up the majority.
Nope.
But on the flip side, when quote unquote it's being said that they are the majority, then the numbers should be that way, in which they are doing more. But in retrospect, there are so many individuals that really do not have to be on that. And it's known that, you know, some are abusing the situation. They are too. But I think for us, and it kind of goes back to something I made a statement of, if we are a minority, then we should band even closer together to support each other and do better. If we're a minority, you know, but it just seems like we won't do that. It seems like we always, some of us have a situation in which we tend to feign ignorance or cry foul, but yet we're doing things over here that don't even warrant or explain why we're feigning ignorance or crying foul.
I think that also we can't ignore the racial tool, not only that's put into our school systems and our grocery stores, also welfare. You have a different welfare that is offered in effort that's offered to minorities versus the whites. There's a different, even though it's supposed to be across the board federal program, there is a difference in how it is executed and how it is offered and how it is handled. Their projects don't look like projects. They look like apartment buildings. They intentionally make us and our stuff look worse than what it is. Everybody gets WIC, but because of you living in the area that you live in, you are subjected to get the same kind of crap that comes into your neighborhood because you don't have the outlet and the resources to fresh produce. But they can use their WIC for their fresh produce and have a better, healthier diet, which then means and promotes health in their families, where we are being stuck. You got bodegas and now offering and letting you use your EBT card to buy stuff in their stores because they were missing out on the money. So now you are opening up these type of bad behaviors and lifestyles because you're on welfare. So there's such a catch-22 and double-edged sword to this. But if you sit down and you get somebody who will listen and help, you know, so you can help them, then I think we can start making a change. But one person can cause a change with one person. And then that person causes a change with another person. Because there's a lot of people sitting around the table and they just talking about it, but they not doing nothing.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a very good point. And I like what Charlie just said. Charlie just mentioned, she said the program is also not long-term in eligibility. However, I've been in that industry for decades now, so my vantage point is skewed. You're right, but then at the same time, I can honestly say this, and I know for a fact that the welfare system that is in upstate New York is totally different than the welfare system that is here in North Carolina.
Yep.
And the requirements and the things and the hoops that you have to jump through is a whole lot different upstate than it is here. So to her point, I think she's right that it's not to be long-term. The program is not long-term. But trust and believe, it has been made long-term.
Yes.
And there's, unfortunately, individuals, and I'm not going to say black and I'm not going to say white, but I'll say individuals have found ways to circumvent the program. So therefore, it benefits them long-term. And it's unfortunate because what we're doing is a lot of times we're actually sitting back and we're co-signing on it. And how do we co-sign on it? And I'll be honest with you, I've done it in the past. I know other people have done it in the past. We're kind of co-signing on it. When you can go and you can fund your business and you're in the food industry and you can fund your business by giving a girl who has an EBT card She got $500 on her car. She let you buy $500, but you give her $300. We're co-signing on it.
It's half and half. It's $250 for $5.
Depends on who you get with. Because I was with somebody.
Ooh, it's an inflation. Is there an
years ago.
inflation on the Eat Better Today? Eat Better Today cars got inflation. Oh shoot! Oh shoot!
When we do that, and then like Terry mentioned, as far as the housing part, there are strict rules when it comes to housing. But somehow, some way, we'll slide a family member or a boyfriend up in there.
Absolutely.
And
because they set you up for failure. They set you up to fail.
And if that boyfriend happens to have a case against him or has been charged and convicted for drug offense or any type of felony, he cannot be in that house. We'll slide him up in there though. Then before you know it, he got his friends coming over. And it's just
for my, I die for my. That's all. They just. I can't leave them out. I mean, I can't look. If you're trying to do better, you got to do better. Okay. You got to do better. Sorry.
I mean, it's sad. It truly is sad. But at the same time, though, again, we tend to not say anything about it, and then we tend to turn, away and not say anything. It's a lot going on. But it all of this came about, y'all. This was what you're talking about Wednesday, and all this came about with basically the first question was as far as supporting each other. Just think if we was to support a small business in our community and that small business becomes prosperous, then that small business says, you know what, I got to go hire 3 or 4 people. So out of 3 or 4 people, I'm going to hire somebody who just retired. Then I'm going to go hire somebody who's close to my age. Then I'm going to hire 2 kids because I want them to learn how to become business owners. I want to mentor them. I want to put money in their pocket so they can go home, and instead of the single mom trying to pay for everything, he can go buy his own track shoes or basketball shoes or football shoes, or maybe not even those. Maybe he just wants to buy a chess set so he can be in a chess club.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's a snowball effect. If we encourage and enable one, it could, as Sis said, encourage and enable many.
Right.
But we won't do it. We want to get upset because we think, oh, well, Adrian, he's doing this in his business, da-da-da. Nah, that's going to take care of that new car he got. I'm just using it as an example. But we have that mentality in which we think everything that they get is going to be used in another way, but you don't know. It costs a lot to get an LLC. It costs a lot to have internet. It costs a lot to build a website or have a webmaster to take care of it for you. Then you got
businesses cost money. It costs money to run a business, and I think we need to understand that we need to start doing what we need to do as a people. And like I said, you can take it and walk it around the block as much as you want to, but we got to do it. So I try to make sure that I support a Black business. I try to make sure that I'm ordering whatever it costs. And if I didn't like the product, I'm going to tell you, hey, I don't think that this is a product, Queen, for what you're doing, what you're providing, what you're charging. And if I was to now try to refer you or give you business, I don't want to do that because what I received, constructive criticism, that's what you need to do. That's how it needs to be. So I completely understand. I completely know what it is. I completely say, I'm here for you, but I don't know. I don't know how we get everyone to get on board, so we just get on board first. And once they start seeing the success, then they'll decide to jump on.
That's it exactly. And Charlie been dropping a lot of messages and stuff. My apologies, Charlie. We kind of been trying to read and get it up and comment and stuff. But Charlie just said, "Costs money to make money." Very true. She spoke like a true business owner. She's exactly. Definitely that. Family, it is that time because we kind of went over and we were able to see our sis and we got ecstatic and we just went in on it.
My bad, my bad. I love you guys. My break
No.
is over from my class, so I gotta go as well. But I will be back in full force with my brother's family. Family, continue to be who you are. I love you guys and miss you so much. And deuces.
All right, sis. All right. So, family, it's that time we gotta go. I don't know where A Money went. I don't see his face anymore. A Money. There he is.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. That's all right. We're getting ready to close it out, but I'm gonna let you do the honors and stuff.
Oh man, put me on the spot. Uh, hey family, appreciate your support again as always. Please continue to support one another. The majority of us do, as it is right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please be safe. And for the ones that's down here in North Carolina, go ahead and go to that grocery store because it looks like it's gonna be snowmageddon again.
All right, y'all. We'll holler at y'all later. Thank y'all once again. Y'all have a great night. And again, share the show. Show the love. Love you. Peace.
All right.